So we are still working on page 2, on the inside of page 2 now, and I have prepped a whole lot of bits and pieces. So I have prepped I think it's 8 by 6, and these are 3 by 4s, and I've just matted them in the white. Then also this was an offcut from somewhere, and it was, well, it's just over half an inch by 12 inches, and then I found a little piece of white that I also had. So what I had thought of doing, and I've cut this, so what I did was I measured it to fit. So basically it fits there, and I put I've just cut it. So let's try and get it the right way around so the dots match up. Okay, so I've just cut it so that where you fold it, it's not going to be an issue. So before I get going with that, I'm just going to add some tape to the back. And I just seem to be taking so long to complete this album. And for those of you who know me personally, my husband has a carer now to help with his, he has a degenerative disease called progressive supranuclear palsy. If any of you know it, and we know somebody affected by it and you'd like to reach out, I'm here. So I'm now sharing my craft room with a carer, so I can't just update or craft at any hour of the night. Now when I stuck this down, I stuck it a little bit too far out. I should have popped it in a little bit further. So I'm going to start off by sticking this one down at the top here, like so. And for now I'm just going to leave, okay, so just eyeballing it, and for now I'm just going to leave the tape. I'm going to leave this bit of tape. I'll come back and take it off later, and I'll pop something over it to well, just over the stickiness. So yeah, so doing projects is a little bit more tricky now. So all I'm doing is I'm lining that up there and kind of leaving the same amount of space. And this one, obviously you're going to do this to suit your photos. And I'm going to line it up on this side, line it up a lot on the bottom. Like so. And then I thought, just to break the color, I'm going to come in with the white. I just need my glue. So I always think that if you can take a positive out of any situation, at least it means I have to tidy up my desk after each session, which is not a bad thing. So I'm just going to pop this in here. So that will fit there. And by putting the dots, it's kind of bringing the dot from the left-hand side of the page onto the right-hand side. Okay, this side I didn't leave a gap, so I'm going to actually cut the gap, the piece off the side, the little matte piece off the side, like that. actually going to cut a little piece off. So I've got a little gap on that side and a little gap on this side. Now I can stick those down. I'm just going to use a single piece of tape. Just make sure I've got it the right way so that the dots join. I'm at that stage of the project where I just really want to get it finished now. Okay, then I chose the word Hello Adventure, and to help with that I thought I would put a little bit of the greenery underneath. Something like that. Okay, so let's get this stuck. And I'm going to come in with my 1mm tape. And we are just going to raise it. We also need to make a plan with this bit of tape. So I'm not too sure how I'm going to get away with it. I also kind of like some of these little guys. Like I said, I put all my stuff away. Oh, now I can't find anything. Okay, let's use this. I think we need some of the brightest sort of colors just to lift it. Maybe a bit too bright. So let's use a smaller one. Let's use this green as well. Just to help pop it a little bit. Okay, we may come back and use a few more of those. We also have a really lovely rub-ons, which I don't know if I want to use over here. I don't think so. And I do need something for there. So this was a little tag that I cut earlier using the die cut. Just want to move this up a little bit. Not too sure. See, a lot of this green gets lost. Let's just pop that in there. So we're going to take this off. And hide the tape. There you go. Okay, so on this one we then have these, and I did cut off a whole lot of pieces that were to go here. There they are. They are 12 inches by 5 inches, and my thought process was that I would score them at 7 inches and make a tag like so. So I have 2 of them. So these are just 12 inch by 5 inch, and then I've scored on the 7 inch, and those will just quite comfortably fit in there, giving you space for a few more photos, but they also will fit in so that they will stay closed, but you can also use these as closures. Okay, so I probably will come back and do some white stitching all around the edge and just zhuzh them up a bit, but for now I'm happy that's page 2 complete. Yeah, obviously you can add more bits to it. So page 3, I also started prepping that, and for this one I decided on using a white piece of cardstock, and I did pretty much the same. It's 12 inches by 10.5 inches, and also just folded it so that it fits inside. I've also cut some 6 inch by 4 inch mats. So I'm just going to place those to the side, because what I thought of doing here was just adding some bits to this. So let's put that to the side. And I'm quite keen. Where's the one that I've already cut? Somewhere here's the one I've already cut. So I had prepped all of this stuff and then had to move it. Give me 1 sec, I'm just going to pause. So I have cut the butterflies, and I thought those would look quite cute along the side. It'd also be quite nice to do a bit of stencil work, so I might go and get my stencils. See if we can get that to lift. Okay, so that with a bit of stencil work, you could also just add inside, you could add some of these images. They're really, really cool. You could very easily, let me just show you what I mean, just add something in the middle. I like to use my bone folder, which of course I can't find. See how much I've got down. And add that. So when you come back with the album, you can add some photo mats. So these are just various sizes. And bits that I've already cut, they're pre-cut. So you could add those in, and that will fit in here, ready to add more photos. So it needs a bit of decking up, but won't take too long to do it. So on this side, you can decide whether you want to do some large photo mats. And again, I hate giving you a completed, like almost finished, because I want you to experiment and to have fun with making an album yourself and not just take something that I've done and copy it. So we could have like 2 large photos and a smaller photo. So these are 6x4, standard 6x4. We could add in some smaller photos. I think this is a bit of a weird size. This is 3.5 by 1, 2, 3, 3.5 by 4.5. This would be a half size photo. Not quite a half size because it should be the same width. Okay, so you could also experiment with these as well by doing different combinations. So I'm just giving you some ideas of what you could do. You could even, I think, would we fit in 3? Would almost fit in 3, not quite. Pausing again. Okay, so I was finding this paper all quite dark, and then I've got the dark photo mats as well. So I got this piece of paper which has got the, I don't even know what you call this pattern, like a tile pattern, and on the back is this chartreuse, is that the correct colour? So I've cut a piece of that, and I've cut it to 5 inches by 11.5 inches, and I'm just going to stick this down. If I can find my scissors, because you know I lose those 20 times a day. And I'm just going to center it. And we can mat these in a white. I'm sure you don't want to be bored with that. Just going to move this to the side. Let's see what we have here. We have a piece of white. And I think it will just lift the whole page, having a bit of white there. Look at the difference with the white. So just going to grab a piece of white. I think I've used about 4 pieces of white so far, but most of them are for photo mats. Well, they're all for photo mats excepting for this piece. So I would probably factor in a couple of sheets of black and white for your photo mats. Some people might like the brighter colors. I prefer just plain old black and white. So we're just going to get these stuck. Now to find my, oh, there it is right there. Alright, so now we're going to stick them down. Okay, so basically I've gone in the same distance from there to there, from the fold to there. I'm going to do the same at the top. Okay, so sorry, just noisy neighbors. And you can either leave a space like so, or you can pop it close together. This will allow for some journaling. Before you go, oh, I don't like to journal. Journaling doesn't have to be long, loads of words. It can just be where it is, what's, you know, where, what, who, how. You can also come in with things like that and pop in, or bits like that. So I will come back and do that adding on that stuff later.